checked. Start streaming checkbox not checked. Stop streaming check. Stop recording checkbox checked.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to BVI Pilots. Glad to be here with you. I hope everybody's doing all right. I've got a couple things going on here. We are recording on YouTube as well. So I'd like to welcome all of you that might be watching this video through YouTube and remind you to tap on that subscribe button and join us here with the BVI Pilots community. Now I'm going to jump over to the Twitch page and thank all of you for joining us here on Twitch with Pilot Life 2020. Obviously, it's the same purpose for both of them, for Twitch and for YouTube. But I like to be able to, keep my options open and try to get out to as many people as possible. Now, before I go on to, right now the screen is showing the actual OBS window.
Next waypoint, Denham.
But I will be tapping
North
over.
Atlantic Ocean.
And it might be a little louder, but I believe, hopefully you'll be able to hear me. I'm hoping so. So, we'll see what happens. I could do a test, actually. I could. Let me pull up a page.
Folder view list. Google Chrome 5. Boot app. Google Chrome. Address. Chat C selection removed. Weasel selection.
Okay, we'll go here.
Twitch TV Pilot Life 2020.
You can hear me echo for a minute, you guys.
Twitch. Navigation link browse. Ops 26. ECTS Google Chrome row new planes row 1 column. Microsoft Flight Simulator X row 1 column. Microsoft Flight Simulator X.
But I want to make sure I can hear myself over my airplane.
Pilot Life 2020. Pilot Life 2020. More button.
Hear me echo for a minute, you got.
Search input edits. Button more.
Nice.
Search input. With. Navigation link browse. Ops 26. ECTS Google Chrome row new planes row 1 column. Microsoft Flight Simulator X row 1 column. Microsoft Flight Simulator X.
But I want to make sure I can hear myself over my airplane.
Pilot Life 2020.
Alright, so we're going to try to turn up my audio more to try and make it better. So let's do one more test. This is just me testing the audio to see how horrible it is, okay? I'm going to go back here and hear it real quick. Alright, let's have a listen. Try to turn up my audio more to try and make it better. So let's do one more test. This is just me testing the audio to see how horrible it is, okay? I'll go back here and hear it real quick. Okay, so I think that's doable.
Pilot Life 2020 Twitch audio.
Let's have a listen.
Pilot Life 2020 Twitch audio play clickable.
Okay, so we'll close that.
Ops 26.0.2.
Alright, so here we are.
Microsoft Flight Simulator X.
It is a little louder, but again, I did turn up my audio, so. Alright, you guys, so here we are. Again, we are landing at, we're going to be landing.
Time at the destination, 1 hour 29 minutes.
We've got an hour and 29 minutes, and, for some of the landings that I've done here lately with the 777 here, I've had some trouble with it, but I believe it was my flaps. I'm putting my flaps at the wrong settings and maybe kind of, maybe speeding up too much as far as, not speed, but like trying to rush things. So we're going to see if I, just slow myself down mentally here and see if we can, have a successful landing. I really want to get good at flying this jet. I will tell you that flying the 777 is much different than flying the 737 or the 737 MAX 10 or the A320, 319, 318, etc. Even the, 752 or honestly even the 787 or the 767. I find that this jet in particular is probably one of the most challenging jets to fly. So once you can jump in this jet and fly it without any problems whatsoever, I believe that will, I believe that says a lot about the pilot as far as, how good they fly and, how well that they do. So we've got about
Time and from the destination, 1 hour 27 minutes.
an hour and 27 minutes before this flight is over. And so while we're doing that, I'm going to go over some stuff that might help you as a pilot. If you were flying this, I'm going to show you the flap settings that I have wrote down that was sent to me.
Ops 20 TCT new planes, flap settings, TX, flap settings.
And we got it right here, and that's going to make my audio a little bit lower too. Or the jet audio is going to be a little bit quieter, so it'll make it easier for you guys to be able to hear me. Hopefully I'm not breaking up too bad here on Twitch. That's the only problem that I have with it is it likes to lag and do all that junk, and what do you do?
Flaps, 2 on flaps, 2.
Alright, so let's talk about the flaps here. So what we got, when you're coming in and you get to that 10,000 mark, initially you should be at around 250 knots, 255 knots at the most, because if they were going to grade you on that, or if they were going to authorize anything by going by that rule with the 10,000 mark, you got to be under 10,000 is 250 or less, not even really 255. But I don't think they'd throw a big gripe about being 5 knots over. I believe that's, it kind of comes with understanding, considering, you are flying a gigantic aircraft, and this thing is huge. So anyways, once you get to 255 knots,
Flaps, 250 keys, set 1 deck.
you set it to 1, notch 1, flaps 1. In the real world, it'd be considered one of the notches, because there's different notches as you adjust it in the real cockpit. The next speed that you're going to bring them flaps to the second position, or at 5 degrees,
Flaps, 230 keys, set 5 deck.
is 230 knots. You're going to be setting your flaps to 5 degrees.
Flaps, 250 keys, flaps, 230 keys, set
For
5
those
deck.
of you with TFM, it's just going to say flaps 5. Okay? After that, after you reach 230 knots, you're at flaps 5.
Flaps, 215 keys, set 15 deck.
Your next one's going to be at 215 knots. Now, this one will kind of help you make sure that, you're at least on track. Because at 215 knots, the flaps need to be at flaps 15 for the position. So 250 knots, flaps 15, easy remembering, you're in the middle. Alright.
Flaps, 200 keys, set 25 deck.
200 knots, you're going to be setting your
flaps,
flaps
200 keys, set 25 deck.
to 25 degrees, or flaps 25.
200 keys, set 25 deck.
Okay. Now some jets are different. It might say flaps 20 instead of 25. But for this one, you got to go by, what these rules are.
Flaps, 180 keys, set 35 deck.
Okay, so at 180 knots, you're going to be setting your flaps to 35.
Flaps, 180 keys, set 35 deck.
It's 35 degrees, or it will just say
Flaps, 200 keys, set 25 deck. Flaps,
It would just say
180 keys, set 35 deck.
okay?
Flaps, 180
And that's
keys.
180 knots.
Landing gear, 2100.
At that point, your flaps are out, and I'm going to guess at about 180 knots, you're going to be around 3,000, 4,000 feet, something like that.
Auto brake setting is landing gear, 2100 FT
A couple
down.
more things to help you out. Your landing gear, bring it down when you're around 2,100 feet. Alright, so you can go by distance, but you also go by your altitude.
Auto brake setting is red.
And then auto brake setting.
Speed brakes check retracted arm. Auto brake setting is red. Bullet auto brake setting as red. Space REQ dot.
Auto brake setting as required. So you can set your auto brake. I always set it to about 2, unless you know you're coming in on a really short runway. I would hope you wouldn't do that with the 777, but if you do, you better max out them brakes. And I'm going to give you a new tip. Those brakes, turn them on when you touch the ground, not before. Once you're on the ground, start to move, go ahead and turn them on. Okay?
Speed brakes check retracted arm.
And then you got your speed brakes. Should be retracted and armed. And for us, I know we say speed brakes. It's actually when you hit the slash key. Okay, that's gonna bring the speed brakes to the arm position to 100%. That's what that really does. And I know it's going to say spoiler or whatever, but just follow me on that.
Flaps requirement may vary with total aircraft weight. A flaps
Now, of
requirement
course, it says
calculator.
flaps requirements may vary on weight, and it does. It's really about what is your weight, how much fuel do you got, and also how much cargo, because you shouldn't have much fuel left unless you're doing like a 2 or 3 leg flight.
Will be available on the ZDU in the near future.
Okay.
Auto throttle landing checklist. Auto throttle 500 ash
So it
off.
says
landing
checklist.
auto throttle 500.
Your auto throttle goes off at 500 knots. 500 knots, turn off the auto throttle. You don't need it. It's not going to cause you to, speed up or slow down rapidly. You need to have it off.
Autopilot.
And then autopilot. At 300, when you were 300 feet above the ground, turn off your autopilot. You don't need it.
On touchdown, hope you do it smooth.
Now, in some cases, it might do it for you. But either way, follow that. 500 auto throttle off, 300 autopilot off, and, wait till you touch the ground and, continue on with the steps that you're going to follow. All right?
Land.
If anybody would like this file, what I've done, if you look down below in the description on YouTube, I've actually copied all that information right there in the description. So that's going to help you out. You can copy it. Just take your mouse, highlight the text, right click, and go down to copy. And that's going to copy it to your clipboard so you can put it on your own file and save it. Now I can tell you, this is specifically for the Boeing 777. As far as auto throttle and autopilot, that is a rule of thumb whether you're flying the 737, the 767, the 787, the 788, the 777. It doesn't matter. Follow them rules with any of the aircraft
Raptor
that you're
3779.
flying.
Hey brother.
Hey brother, how you doing today? Welcome to the Twitch stream here. I don't know how good my audio is going to be. It might lag out, it might buffer. If it does, I apologize ahead of time. For anybody else that might listen to this now or later, if that ever happened, just go to YouTube, go to the BVI Pilots channel, and you'll find the same video right there where you can pause it and rewind it and, do all that good stuff. So, again, just to recap, we got a new viewer. The recap on this is I'm showing
Flaps.
I did show the flap positions for the 777. And I'm going to go over it one more time, just in case we get new listeners. So let's go over it again. This is something you should have drilled in your mind anyways. It should be something that you know like clockwork. Okay? And that's for anybody that flies. I don't care if it's, whoever. It doesn't matter. All right, so let's talk about it again.
Flaps, 250 keys.
All right, when you get down to 200
Flaps, 250 keys. Set
and
one net.
250 knots, you are going to set your flaps to the first position. Notch 1, or on TFM, it'll just say flaps 1. Now, if you're flying the Sky Spirit 777, it's not going to say flaps 1. It's actually going to say flaps 0. So make sure that you note that down. Write a note. Don't forget that. That's very important, because if you try to do it without knowing about the whole flap 0 thing, you're going to be bringing your flaps out to position 5 or 5 degrees at, 250 knots, and that's too much. You need it on the first position.
Flaps, 230 keys.
All right, 230 knots. You are going to be setting your flaps.
Flaps, 230 keys. Set 5 deck.
Second position, 5 degrees, like I was just talking about, okay? So 5 degrees for 230 knots, and then there's that reminder on your speed that will help you kind of remember where you should be. This one's an easy one to remember. When you get at 215 knots, you're going to be setting your flaps to 15 degrees, or flaps 5 as it says it on TFM, also known as Talking Flight Monitor.
Flaps, 215 keys. Set 15. Flaps, 200 keys. Set 25 deck.
Okay, 200 knots. That is going to be your next position
Flaps,
for
200 keys. Set 25 deck.
25 degrees, or flaps 25. That's 25 degrees. For those that might be sighted, and you're looking at the notches, or you're going by degrees, that's what it's going to be. All right. For those of us that are in the BVI community, it's just going to be flaps 25. Okay. Your last position for your flaps, you're probably going to be around, 2,500 feet, maybe a little less.
Flaps, 180 keys. Set
And that's
30.
going to be at 100
Flaps, 180 keys.
and 80 knots, and you're going to be setting it to the very far
Flaps,
position,
180
which
keys.
is, I
Set
believe,
35 deck.
35 degrees, or also known as flaps 35. So again, down below in the description on the YouTube channel, when you watch this video there, you will find this information down below. Copy it and use it, practice it, drill it in your head. It's going to make flying much easier, because you're going to see them speeds, and you're going to know, well, wait a minute, I'm going too fast, it shouldn't be there, let me back it up, or wait a minute, flaps are not out far enough, let me put it out another notch. The other important thing, this applies to
Landing gear, 2100 FT down.
well, one last thing with this 777. Landing gear on the 777, you're going to drop that landing gear at around 2,100 feet. Do not go by the distance of the airport. Okay? As long as you're headed toward the airport and everything's going fine, when you get to 2,100 feet, you should be where you need to be anyways to drop the gear. 2,100 feet, drop that gear. Okay? Now, let's step out of the box of 777 and let's talk about some of the steps for any of the jets like that. The 737, the 727, the 747, the 757, the 752, the 767, 788, all of them. Okay? This applies to all of them.
Auto brake setting is red.
Auto brake setting. Okay, you want to make sure
Speed brakes check retracted arm.
when you land,
Auto brake setting is red.
that is when you set your auto brake. Okay, because the thing is, if your brakes are on and you touch the ground, you're going to get them brakes really hot before you're actually even using them, really. And I mean as soon as you touch, hit the brakes, turn them on. So it really ain't much different than, the way you used to do it, turn them on before you touch. Just turn them on as soon as you touch. That's the whole purpose of it.
Bullet. Carriage return. Down. FT. Now careful on the brake setting. As. Red.
Then
Speed brakes check.
the next thing is your speed brake. Now for those of us in the BVI community, it doesn't say speed brake. You're going to hit your slash key. It's not going to say speed brake, but hit that, and that is going to put the
Note, speed brakes check
speed brake
Note, flaps requirement may vary
at 100%.
Speed brakes check.
Okay.
Note, flaps requirement may vary with total aircraft.
Now the thing is to remember your flap requirements. That's going to vary again depending on
Those
weight.
in nearby North Atlantic.
Depending on how much cargo you got, how much fuel you got, and all that stuff. If at any time you guys have trouble, you can leave a comment down below. I'll make sure that comments can be left. For some reason here lately when I do that on YouTube, it just wasn't doing that. So I have to go through the settings. But there's a lot of pilots here in the BVI community that can help you. There's several of us. Me, Thomas, Andy, Brandon, Declan, Marshall, Jesse, Sarah, Daryl, Rob. There's more. Josh, and there's other ones, but I don't have all the names in front of me. So that's the deal with flaps. Okay.
Time en route to destination 1 hour 10 minutes.
Got an hour and 10 minutes until we land, so I figured I'd just hang out, chat with you guys. Nothing particular. The main part of the video was for me to show you these flap settings and to see how the landing turns out this round. Last time it didn't work out, but I believe it had to do with my flap settings. I was not positioning my flaps exact. I was working the flaps, but we're going to go by rule, the rules here I just applied for you guys to pay attention to. Alright, so now anybody that might be listening, you're free to talk, you're free to chat, say hi, say hello, whatever you want to do. It enjoys me anytime I got listeners. I really appreciate that.
Next waypoint, LSOX, distance 40 nautical miles, bearing 97 degrees, 4 minutes, 45 seconds.
I will say, by the way, is my listeners still with me? Can you hear me? Am I lagging? Have I cut out completely? If so, I'll kill this Twitch and just shut it off, because nobody can hear me. What's the point, right? What is the point? I need to go in and do some adjustments. I don't know. So are you still with me or no? Yay, nay. Yay or nay? Let's go check the audio.
Folder view list, Google Chrome, tab Google Chrome. Twitch TV Pilot Life 2020 selected.
See what we got here. I might be completely buffered out on the Twitch side.
Well, Twitch TV Pilot Life 20, 852 broadcaster.
Check the audio.
Overview list.
Oh no, we're good.
Desktop list.
Okay.
Flap settings TXT notepad. Flap settings T.
And again, like I said, copy the information down below. No use of having a link to download it when you can just copy it. And you can save that for yourself. Now, these settings came from an actual pilot, so I know they're legit. Okay?
Microsoft Flight Simulator X 01.
We're going to get a little bit louder because we're going to jump into the cockpit here.
Microsoft Flight Simulator X.
There we go.
Time and from the destination 1 hour 7 minutes 5 seconds.
Go ahead and grab our weather.
Wind 270 at 25 knots. Gust of 0 knots.
Actually, let's load the weather here. Here we go. You're going to hear some thunder. It's just the program firing up.
Taskbar. Microsoft Flight Simulator X. Wind 296 at 66 knots. Gust of 0 knots. Minus 696 feet per 35,220 feet AS. 35,195 feet ASL.
Oh yeah, we got them wind.
Minus 550. 35,141 feet AS. 35,077 feet AS. Minus 322 feet per minute.
Yeah,
35,000 feet.
we're coming into a little bit of weather here, I do believe.
No city nearby. North Atlantic Ocean.
But we are going over the North Atlantic. And it's pretty cold right now, so
531 knots ground speed.
we're going exactly 531 knots ground speed over the Atlantic right now.
7 feet per minute. 35,000 feet ASL. 10 feet off. 10 feet off.
Alright, torpedo heat is on.
Minus 68 degrees.
Currently minus 68 degrees outside the aircraft right now. And let's see here.
Total fuel 48,881.0 pounds. 7,296.5 gallons. Total fuel flow 15,170.
Now what we got going on, I'm looking at my fuel,
Distance 78 nautical miles.
and this is the only thing that I don't like about SimBrief, is I'm looking at my fuel right now, and I'm also looking at time of arrival, estimated arrival,
Time and from the destination 59 minutes 50.
59 minutes. Okay? And keep that in mind, 59 minutes,
Total fuel 48,700 pounds.
48,700 pounds of fuel. Alright, 48,700 pounds. Now, let's see what we're burning, and you'll be able to get an idea of how much we're going to have left.
Total fuel 48,641.0 pounds. 7,260.7 gallons. Total fuel flow 13,339.
Alright, we're only burning 13,000, so we're going to be over on our fuel again. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to set up to go into a hold position here shortly. I'm going to slow down. We're going to bring it down to about 240 knots, and we're going to do it ahead of time. Okay? So let's take a look here.
Total fuel 48,400.
And let's go look at our flight plan for a minute.
List. Nav ADF frequency. Nav 1. Dialog. Property 1/2 button.
Alright, so right now,
Bottom 1/2. No previous review screen. Kuiper 1/2 Kuiper. IGER.
we're headed towards Guyper
Colon 61. Dot 5.61.
in 61 miles. So what I'm going to do,
List EGKK route R26 odd route FFCF 26
let me go
odd
find
route
it.
May route APPR course 40 alt F odd route Willow root star holly root star pod root Teldu elder root star or metal root star Sadu root star pod Osmith root and Elro root and Septoli root and Sepod root Orvux root and City root and Sebriti root Y8 Tesdo root and Blulox root Kuiper root D course 96 Alt FT 35,000 KTS 290
Okay, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're not going to hold at Guyper. We're going to go down.
Blulox root Tesdo root Ridley root Y8 City root and 17 Orvux root and Sepod root course 83 Dolly root and 17 course 83 Alt FT 34 pod root Dolly root and 17 course 83 Alt FT 34,300 KTS 200 Elro root and 17 course 82 Alt F Osmith root and 17 course 83 Osmith root star course 83 Alt F Osmith root and 17 course 83 Alt F Osmith root and 17 Osmith root star course 83 Alt FT 27,000 KTS 290 leg NM 0 Osmith Elro root and 17 course 82 Alt FT 30,759 KTS 209 Osmith root Elro root and 17 course 82 Alt FT 30,750 230 80 and Elro LELRIP space.
Yeah, LRIP. We're going to do a hold at LRIP. And means I'm already doing it, I might as well go ahead and give you guys a how-to on how to do this. So, if you ever wondered how to hold and how to make it work the right way and yada yada yada, no fear, you're going to learn now. Alright?
That's Elro. 35,000 feet. Elro.
So LRIP
that's 80, 30,000 80 and Elro.
Is where we're going to hold.
List unknown. Property page Kuiper 44.4 NM0 of Osmith root Elro root and 17 course 82 Alt FT 30,700.
That's going to be at 30,000 feet. Now, you go to your waypoint list, you get on the waypoint where you want to do your hold, hit your application
context
key.
Menu, land point, fly this skip the holding pattern, H.
You hit enter on holding pattern.
Holding pattern dialog tag.
It's going to bring up a dialog. Do not change anything in this. Okay?
Edit selected 89. Segment length combo box minutes collapsed all des. Edit selected 1.5. Turn direction combo box right collapsed all T.
It's going to have turn direction. You could change it, I guess, if you wanted to go left instead of right, but that just wouldn't. I always say go right.
OK button.
Hit enter on OK.
Positive FSX no problem.
Now,
list on property page Kuiper the 1/2 button. List Elro root and 17 course 80 Osmith root Elro root and 17 course 82 Alt FT 30,759 KTS 290.
Now LRIP is where we're going to be holding. Now what you want to do is pay attention right beside the 1/2 button.
1/2 button.
See what you're headed to.
Kuiper :32 Kuiper.
So right now we're heading to Kuiper. We still got a little bit before we're going to get to LRIP. But what you do is
list Elro.
About 5 miles ahead. If you want to play safe, you can do 3. But be quick about it. Don't be slow about this. When you look beside the 1/2 button,
209 and 17 Elro,
and it says, you're heading to, whatever you're wanting to go to.
1/2 button.
For example, let's say LRIP.
Kuiper.
Let's say instead of Kuiper, it said LRIP. I'm going to look on to the right of that.
26.
And when I see that it says,
20.8.25.
4.5, and that's 4 miles or whatever, then the 0.5 it counts down. Okay, go 5, 4. Okay. When I see that, I'm going to tab
list
all the way down
button. Fly holding checkbox not
right
checked.
past the M1 button, and I'm going to check mark hold. Now, it's important to remember which waypoint that you did your hold at, because what you can do is pay attention, make sure you're keeping up with where you're at. Before you hold, I'm telling you right now, do not try to do it while you're going 290, 300 knots. Go ahead and slow your jet down. Get it slowed down. Now, by the time I get to LRIP, if I see that, no, I don't need to hold, I just won't check mark the box, and then pass it, and it won't do anything. And once we get to it, I'll show you how that works. Because what I'm going to do is after I burn off a little fuel, I'll refresh the flight plan. First, I'll uncheck the hold box and uncheck M1 and then recheck it. And then it's going to pick right back up on course. But you gotta have your head in the game with this. You know, if for some reason you had trouble doing it that way, what you could do, you could just go ahead and not even do hold. You could just change your heading when you got to that waypoint where you wanted to, you know, divert. Change the heading, turn, make a right turn, and just keep going straight until you burn off enough fuel. Turn back around, and as you're coming back, the closer you get, okay, the closer you get, refresh your flight plan. So, you got a couple ways you can do it, okay?
Autopilot check, fly holding checkbox not checked.
You see the fly holdings right there.
Next waypoint, Lulox, distance 159 nautical miles, bearing
Okay.
109 degrees, 17 minutes, 52 seconds.
LRIP is going to be when I get down. So I'm going to know when I'm getting close because you want to do it on a waypoint where you're descending. And you can hold at any position. I seen on the event, when the BVI had their event, they had people holding at 30,000 feet. And that's what I'm going to do. If need to be. Now, if I wasn't in such a large jet, like budgets in the, you know, say the 737, 737-800 or something like that, I'd probably hold it like, you know, around 8,000 feet. No big deal. Don't get down to like 2,000 feet and do a hold, because what if there's buildings? I mean, you never know. What could be up, you know, 2,000 feet, that's not, I mean, it's high up off the ground, but it's not that high. You definitely, at 2,000 feet, you're rumbling whatever's underneath of you. Okay? So, that's what that is. Let's go back over to the jet.
Microsoft Flight Simulator. Time and from the destination, 51 minutes, 11 seconds. Total fuel, 46,506.5 pounds.
See, we got 46,000 pounds.
Total fuel flow,
And only,
13,544.
you know,
Time and from the destination, 51 minutes, 1 second.
51 minutes, but we might not need to do that. Because I keep forgetting we got stars to fly. So we're going to see where we're at when we're at 30,000. We're going to check our fuel. And go from there. We might not need to hold it all. But to be safe, I've got it in play.
size cursor. Title bar. Microsoft Flight Simulator X. Normal cursor.
There we go.
Unknown menu bar. Main menu. Unknown.
Alright, let's see if I can look at my overhead. Maybe. Let's see.
Close button. Main menu bar. Main panel. Cockpit view 0. Main panel. Cockpit view 00. Go next. Main panel. FSW. Main panel. FSW XR2100. Main panel.
Main panel. Let's take a look at that.
A. Unknown. Menu bar. Main menu. Unknown. List desktop. Window. Unknown.
Come on.
Unknown. 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 Vertical size cursor. Normal cursor. Unknown. A. Horizontal size cursor. Unknown. Normal cursor.
Come on.
Unknown. Normal cursor. Unknown. Menu. Unknown. Unknown. Menu. Unknown. Unknown. A. Unknown. Unknown.
Sometimes these panels you can read the switches, sometimes you can't.
List desktop. A. Unknown. Normal cursor.
Alright, let's take a look at something.
Cockpit view 00. Main panel. FSW XR. Display select panel. FSW XR. Display select panel. FSW XR2100. Main panel. Cockpit view 00. Go next. Main panel. FSW XR2100.
I am curious about that. The
Main panel. FSW XR2100. Main. FSW XR2100.
FSX,
Main. FSW XR2100.
FXWX,
FSW XR2100.
R2100. I think that might be a computer.
Unknown. Menu. Unknown. Unknown.
Come on, read it.
Unknown. 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 Window. Horizontal size cursor. Unknown. Normal cursor.
Come on. It ain't gonna read that window, is it?
Microsoft Flight Simulator X. Cockpit view 00. FSW link. Display select panel. Maximize button. Close button. Main menu. FSW. Cockpit view 0. Go next. FSW. Cockpit view 00.
What's that give us?
FSW. Display select panel. Main panels. Displays. Main panel zoom. FS double. Display select panel. Main panel zoom.
Alright, main panel.
Unknown. Button mail. Unknown. Vertical size cursor. Normal cursor. List. Desktop. Status unknown. Window. Horizontal size cursor. Unknown. Normal cursor. Unknown. 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 Unknown.
Alright, so it ain't working really that good, so we're gonna go ahead.
FSW XR20. Cockpit U00.
Let's see.
Auto brake off. Auto brake RTO. Auto brake off.
Alright,
Posic FSX no proc 5.
let's see where
List.
we're at.
Drop nav 2 frequent nav 1. Dialog. Proper 1 half button. Blue locks. Colon 64. Colon blue locks. U-L-U-L-O.
Blue locks.
List. L route and Sev Dolly
How
route
far
and
is
Odd
that?
route. Corvux route. City route. Ridley route. Tesdo route. Blue locks route. Guyver route. Blue locks route. D.
That's 6 waypoints away.
Tesdo, Ridley, Route City, Route Orbucks, Odd, Route Dolly, Route N7, Elro, Route Dolly, Odd, Route Dolly, Route Elro, Route N17,
Let's see how many waypoints for getting to our landing.
Oddmouth, Route N, Oddmouth, Route, Stop, Odd, Route, Stockton, Route, Star, Horse, Ninth Pedal, Route, Elder, Route, Star, Horse, Eldu, Route, Star, Odd, Route, Ollie, Route, Star, Horse, 81, Alt, FT, 9942, Cape Willow, Route, Star, Horse, 283, Alt, FT, 7000, Odd, Route, Horse, May, Route, APPR, Horse, 40, Alt, FT, 4000, Odd, Route, Horse, CF26L, Route, APPR, Horse,
Yeah.
200, FF26L, Route, Odd, Route, Horse, 200, EGKK, Alt, EGKK, Route, R,
So we got 10, 11 different waypoints. To be fully landed. So we're gonna see. I don't know yet.
Odd, Route, FF, CF20, Odd, Route, May, Route, Odd, Route, Willow, Route, Holly, Route, Star, Odd, Route, Horse, Teldu, Route, Elder, Route, Stop, Metal, Route, Star, Stockdu, Route, Odd, Route, Horse, Oddmouth, Route, Oddmouth, Route, Elro, Route, N17, Course 82, Alt, FT, 30,759, KTS, 290, Leg NM, 18 point. Total fuel 44,016.6 pounds, 6,570.4 gallons. Total fuel flow 13,793. Total fuel 43,970.4 pounds, 6,563.5 gallons. Total fuel flow 13,762.
Alright. We'll see what
Route,
happens
Elro,
here.
Route, N17.
We might not need you. I'm afraid to hold and then go through all these waypoints. Let's see.
Oddmouth, Route, Elro, Route, N17, Course 82, Alt, FT, 30,759, KTS, 290, Leg NM, 18.4, Time, 0:33:02, Fuel LBS, 5,642.126 of 44,
That is definitely not right.
Dolly, Route, N17, Course 80, Odd, Route, Orbucks, Route, N City, Route, Ridley, Route, Tesdo, Blue Locks, Route, Deep 1 half
Let's see
button,
where we're at.
Blue Locks, colon, 39, colon, Blue Locks,
Blue locks.
List, Blue Locks, Route, Tesdo, Route, Blue Locks, Route, D, Course 109, Alt, FT, 35,000, KTS, 290, Leg NM, 156.9, Time, 0:57:34, Fuel LBS, 14,220.519 of 44.
Okay, yeah, we're definitely going to have to do some holding.
List unknown. Property page Blue Locks 35, Tesdo Route N12, Course 118, Alt FT 35,000, KTS 290, leg NM 36 point griddy, route Y8, course 82, Tesdo, route Bluelocks, route D.
I know what we're going to do.
Bluelock, colon, 33, colon, Bluelocks, colon, 30.1.30.9.32, colon, Bluelocks.
Okay.
List Bluelocks, 1/2 but list Bluelocks, route D, course 109, all FT 35,000, KTS 200, contact plan for flight scripted holding pattern, H. Holding pattern dialog tag, heading. Edit selected 100 segment length, combo box minutes, edit selected 1.5, turn direction, OK button. Skibberine Munster, Osik FSX no proc.
Alright.
List. A fly M button. Fly holding checkbox not checked, M button. Fly auto, head H altitude alt check vertical speed edit red only 000, airspeed edit red only 290, selection removed. ES checkbox not checked. Airspeed hold active, Mach hold off. Airspeed edit red only 240, ES checkbox checked.
We're going to slow down for a minute.
288 knots indicated. 287 knots indicated. Hold 245 knots. 284 knots indicated.
And I'll show you why. We're going to hold here in a minute. Because we can only have 14,000 at this waypoint right here. So we're going to do some holding right up here at 35,000.
271 knots indicated. Total fuel 43,351.0. 267 knots indicated. 264 knots indicated. 260 knots indicated. 256 knots indicated. Airspeed altitude H heading auto fly hold M button fly ADF nav 2 nav 1 proper 1/2 button. Bluelocks colon 17 dot 7 colon Bluelocks.
Alright.
250 knots indicated. 248 knots indicated. 247 knots indicated. 247 knots indicated. 247 knots indicated. 247 knots indicated. Hold 245 knots. 247 knots indicated. Colon 12. Colon Bluelocks.
We're almost to. You're going to see how I do this. When we get to 4, I'm going to tab down to hold. And now it's going to descend a little, but it shouldn't descend too much.
Colon 9. Colon Bluelocks. Colon 9.2. .9. .0. .9. .8. .8. .6. .8. .4. .8. .2. .8. 245 knots indicated. .7. .3. .7. .1. .7. .6.
I'm really keeping an eye on this.
.6. .6. .4. .6. .6. .6. .5. .5. .5. .5. .3. .5. .5. .4.
Alright.
List. Fly M button. Fly holding checkbox not checked. Heading lock off. Heading lock active. Auto. Fly holding checkbox checked. App start cursor. Normal cursor.
Now we should.
0 feet per minute. Heading 108. Heading 108. Heading 109. Next waypoint. Esdo. This. Heading 109. Heading 109. Heading 109. Heading 108. Heading 108. Heading 108. Heading 107. Heading 106. Heading 105. 35,000. Heading 104. Heading 104.
Shit, we're holding.
Heading 105. Heading 106. Heading 107. Heading 109. Heading 111. 247 knots in. Heading 160. Hold 240. Heading 120. Heading 126. Total fuel 42,007. Heading 137. Heading 141.
Now, I believe we're holding, but I'm going to make sure.
But flight 80, nav, property 1/2 but toolbar, flight drop list, property 1/2 button. Blue box, :4.2.2.4.2.4.
The way you can tell if you're holding, you'll come up here by the 1/2 button and look at your waypoint.
.4.2.
And you'll see the numbers
4.2.
not changing. They'll stay the same. Like I said, the distance is 4.2, 4 miles.
.4.2.4.4.
Okay?
Heading 194. Total fuel 42,600.
So we are now holding
6,359.0 gallons. Total fuel flow 12,861.
I should have only around 15,000 pounds of fuel, according to what it says here. I'm not going to burn all the way down to 14,000. I'm going to go a little above that because you never want to be too short, you know.
Total fuel 42,486.4 pounds. 6,300. Heading 248. Total fuel 42,461.6 pounds. 6,338.3 gallons. Total fuel flow 12,684.
12,000 pounds. What we're burning.
Heading 269. Total fuel 42,400. Heading 274. Heading 277. Heading 282.
So we are holding right now.
Heading 306.
See, and you look at your heading, and when you see your numbers going up, and up, and it just keeps going up, and then back down to the low number and back up, you'll know you're going in a circle.
Heading 330.
Getting your speed down to about 245.
254 knots indicated.
It's going to speed up on you a little bit.
253 knots indicated.
But not too much, because it's going to be banking a little bit as you're turning.
252 knots indicated. Heading 333. Heading 330. Heading 324. 23 feet per minute. Heading 311. Heading 290.
I don't know why the numbers are going back down, but they are on my heading, but that I don't understand.
Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 42 nautical miles, bearing 100, heading 277. Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 42 nautical miles. Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 43 nautical miles, heading 275. Heading 275. Heading 275. Heading 275. Heading 275. Heading 275. Heading 276. Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 45 nautical miles. Heading 280. Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 46 nautical miles. Bearing, heading 288.
Okay, now my number's going back up. I don't know what that was about. It was going in a circle, and it's like it turned away.
Heading 306. Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 48 nautical miles, bearing, heading 314. Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 48 nautical miles, bearing 111 degrees, 8 minutes, 4 seconds. Total fuel 41,727.6 pounds, 6,228.7 gallons. Total fuel flow 13,034. Heading 345. Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 50 nautical miles, bearing 112 degrees, 7 minutes, 59 seconds. On the Kilty Munster, Ireland, 76.7 nautical miles, 350. Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 50 nautical, heading 3. Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 50 nautical miles, bearing 100. Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 50 nautical miles, bearing. Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 50 nautical miles, bearing 100. Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 50 nautical miles, bearing 116 degrees, 7 minutes. Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 50 nautical miles, bearing 116
I'm looking
degrees,
at
7
the
minutes,
distance
17
because it
seconds.
should be going back down. Now we're headed back toward it. Should we turn back around again?
Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 50 nautical miles, bearing 118 degrees, 7 minutes, 0 seconds. Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 49 nautical miles, bearing 118 degrees.
Yeah, now
6
see,
minutes,
the
46
distance is
seconds.
going back down. So yeah, you can do that too. You can do right bracket W, and if you see that you're going away from it a further distance, and then now you're going back to it, and the numbers are going back down in the distance, you'll know you're definitely doing your holding pattern.
Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 48 nautical miles, bearing 121 degrees, 6 minutes, 13 seconds. Total fuel 41,410.4 pounds, 6,181.4 gallons. Total fuel flow
So-
12,647.
We're at 41,000 pounds. We're going to be holding until about maybe 20,000.
Total fuel 41,304. Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 43 nautical miles. Heading 139. Heading 143. Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 42 nautical miles, bearing 122 degrees, 5.
Now we're going to go back away from the
Next
waypoint.
waypoint, Tesco, distance 41 nautical miles, bearing 100.
Oh no, we're still going back towards it a little bit. I do want to turn on the lights, being we are going in a circle here.
Navigation on, landing on, taxi on, stove on, brake condition on, wing on, photo on, cabin on.
There we go.
Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 39 nautical miles, bearing 118 degrees, 4. Total fuel 41,146.5 pounds.
So, y'all just gonna have to bear with it on the holding.
11,055.
I didn't expect to do that during the video, but we're already doing it, so
Wind 303 at 58 knots, gust at 0 knots.
wind's not so bad, so we're good.
470 knots ground speed. Minus 63 degrees. Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 36 nautical miles, bearing 114 degrees, 4 minutes, 30 seconds. Time in from the destination, 38 minutes, 50. Total fuel 41,000. Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 33 nautical miles, bearing 100, heading 152.
Alright.
Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 33 nautical miles, bearing 111 degrees, 4 minutes, 12 seconds. Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 32 nautical miles, bearing, heading 166.
Now we should start going back away from that waypoint. And we get into the heading around 200.
Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 31 nautical miles, heading 185.
Again, I want to thank everybody for watching the video. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to tap on that subscribe button and join us here at BVI Pilots. If you're listening to us or watching on Twitch, be sure to follow us as well. But the Twitch name is Pilot Life 2020. But if you are on Twitch, we do invite you to come over to YouTube. You can look us up, BVI Pilots. That's Bravo Victor India Pilots.
Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 32 nautical miles, bearing 98. Heading 248.
Yep, now we're back into 200 headings.
Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 33 nautical miles, bearing 97.
And we're moving back away from Tesco.
Total fuel 40,744.6 pounds,
So
6,082.0 gallons. Total fuel flow 12,417.
we're going to burn anywhere from 5,000 to 8,000 pounds off. We're down to 40,000 now, so we might take off again at 25,000. And if I see that we still got too much, I'll just hold when we get down lower again. Again, what you do to unhold, go down, uncheck the box, and just refresh your plan. And what that's going to do is going to speed you back up
251 knots indicated
at the speed you need to be at. Right now, see, I'd always assume that, don't never put flaps out till you're down, 10,000 feet. It's not about how high you are, it's about how fast you are. You can put flaps out at 40,000 feet if you're only going 240 knots, and it's not going to hurt them at flaps 1. Now, granted, if you're going, flaps 1 and you're at 315 knots, you're probably going to mess up your flaps.
Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 42. Total fuel 40,469.2 pounds, 6,040.9 gallons.
So we're looking good. I'm going to leave you guys in the cockpit for a minute, and we'll be back here shortly to continue our video. Well, me talking anyways. Right now I'm going to give you some airplane noise and cockpit view, which you're probably not seeing very much, but hey, doesn't hurt. Now what I've done, I gave a landscape view, a bigger view of the cockpit. So there you go.
Fuel 40,254.3 pounds, 6,008.8 gallons. Total fuel. Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 49 nautical miles, bearing. Heading 339. Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 49 nautical miles, bearing 103 degrees, 7 minutes, 57 seconds. Heading 350. Heading 352. Heading 354. Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 50 nautical miles. Heading 357. Next waypoint, Tesco, distance 50 nautical miles. Heading 0. Heading 3. Total fuel 40,085.2 pounds, 5,983.6 gallons. Total fuel flow 10,912. Miles 117 degrees Celsius C. miles, 116 degrees, Celtic Sea.
Let's see where we are on fuel, fellas.
Total fuel, 37,704.4 pounds, 5,628.2 gallons. Total fuel flow, 10,001.
We're slowly moving down. Slowly moving down. But I've definitely got way too much fuel, and it would cost a lot. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to hold like this for a little while. There's no way around it. So, what I'm going to do, means I gave you guys a tutorial on the flaps for the 777. If you want to watch the landing too, you can pick it up right after this video. Be looking for it. But I'm going to go ahead and drop off until we. You don't want to sit here and watch me load. That's no fun for nobody. There's one incense. Sorry, I got these not incense, but the smelling candles, or what you call it. Anyways, yeah. So let me do that. Let me end this video in the Twitch stream, and when it's time for landing, I'll record that, and you can pick that up on YouTube as well, because we still got, let's see, 25 to 30, 12,000 pounds to burn off here. It's gonna be a long night. And this, you know what's funny about it? This kind of stuff actually happens to, the real pilots up in the sky sometimes. They get stuck in predicaments like this. Usually it's not because of them having too much fuel. It's due to, ATC making them home and stuff like that. So, anyway, guys.
Active sky next. Flap setting, ops 20, ops 6.
Appreciate every one of you.
Start virtual, stop recording checkbox, stop streaming checkbox checked. App start
We'll
cursor,
talk to
normal
you here
cursor.
real soon.
Not checked. Stop recording checkbox checked.
Those of you here on YouTube, be sure to tap on that subscribe button and join us here at BVI Pilots. Be sure to click on the notification button, set your notifications so you are notified each and every single time that we publish a video
Stop
here
recording checkbox checked.
on YouTube. If you are a simmer or not a simmer and you are visually impaired, we encourage you to join us. Come to our website at BviPilots.com. Register so you can chat with other members. It doesn't cost anything, and it's just a whole lot of fun.
App start
You don't want to
cursor,
miss
normal
it.
cursor.
We'll talk to you soon.